Okay, page 147, still problem 4.4, completing the income statement portion. You want to pull over your revenue, which is $24 from your revenue from your clients. Your revenue should be going on the credit side because it's a credit normal balance for revenue, and then all of your expenses should get listed on the debit side. So you have your rent, your wages, depreciation, insurance, and store supplies. Those will all get put on the debit side for expenses. Then we take our revenue, subtract our expenses after we've added everything up, and we find our net income. And we're just going to write that in that row. 24 minus 20 is $4. That shows our net income. We place the net income on the smaller side. Now we're going to draw another line underneath so you guys can follow along now at this point. Draw a line here because we're going to total these up again to balance them out. So here we showed 24 and 24. Okay, so the net income portion is complete. So now we're going to fill out the balance sheet. What information will go on our balance sheet? Assets. So let's start there. Which of these are assets? Cash, receivables, prepaid insurance, store supplies, equipment, and the accumulated depreciation. Those are all assets. We're going to keep our assets on the debit side like they are. So we're going to pull these numbers over. So we have $9 for cash, $2 for accounts receivable, $6 for prepaid insurance, $4 for store supplies, and the accumulated depreciation, remember that's the contra asset account, has $7. Nope, that's not true. Hang on a second. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. Store supplies, 4. Ignore that. I'm sorry. Your accumulated depreciation is going to go on your. I somehow skipped one, didn't I? Here we go. Okay, the store equipment is $7. I was reading the wrong title. Yes, correct. Your accumulated depreciation goes on here as well, but just take note that this is your credit, a credit. So that $4 needs to get put on the credit side. Okay, balance sheets also get liabilities and anything that falls under owner's equity. So we have accounts payable that will go, capital will go, and in this case withdrawals will go as well. Now, on our financial statement, those withdrawals don't appear on the actual balance sheet that we'll create later. But for this worksheet, we are going to include it. Because, track with me here for a second, this capital amount is your beginning capital, correct? We typically would track that withdrawal in our statement of owner's equity, and we would be decreasing the owner's equity when we track that, correct? But we'd also be adding our net income in there, and so upping the capital a little bit. Right? Okay, in this case, we aren't we only have the beginning capital. We don't have anything from the statement of owner's equity, so we're going to track both of these numbers right now for this section. When you get to the actual balance sheet, those withdrawals are excluded because we've already taken them into consideration in a previous financial statement. Okay? So we have withdrawals, and then the last one we're going to be adding in there is the salaries payable. Okay, so let's go ahead and put those numbers in. Accounts payable should have $4 on the credit side. Our capital still has $17 on the credit side. And withdrawals has $6 debited. And then the very last line before totals, our salaries payable would be 5. Does everybody have those? Okay, add up your debits and credits. Okay, so you should have $34 on the debit side and $30 on the credit side. Is that what you guys got? Okay, so then on this balance sheet, we take this net income that's on the debit side and we're going to transfer it to the credit side of our balance sheet. Then you just place your totals